Hi there, I'm Brian Elias. I'm president of 1-800-Hansons. I feel lucky to be here today. I've known Adam Helfman for years. In fact, I believe I was on his very, very first episode, and truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, excited to hear Adam. I'm a listener, and I do listen all the time. I get really excited when I get to go on a radio show and talk about my favorite thing, which is windows for the home. Because there's so many choices out there. People have a hard time distinguishing what should I buy or what should I not buy. And I think I can shed light on that.
We were going to be talking to the wizard of Windows, Mr. Brian Elias. He's the founder of 1-800-Hansons. And he's going to help me try and clear up the process of getting new windows for your house. I mean, this guy sold hundreds of thousands of windows. So we're going to be talking about that. And because we have him in studio, we're going to talk about our project of the month.
And now let's check in on our project of the month. This segment is brought to you by Fendt Builder Supply. Fendt products made in Michigan for over 90 years.
So for the last 2 weeks, folks, we've first learned about all the window options out there. Vinyl, fiberglass, wood, single hung, double hung, casements, sliders, picture windows. And then the week before we talked about how to interview and select your window contractor and installer. Because here's the thing, I'm going to tell you right now. Glenn Hagee, may he rest in peace, used to say the best window is the one that's installed properly. And to this day, that still rules the roost. Because if you take the most expensive window, let's say it's a gold-plated Marvin window, right? And you install it wrong, it's worthless. That's why it's so important when you find a window you like that the company you hire that's installing it is backing the installation, that they're using guys, installers that actually know and are trained to do it properly. And let me tell you, in my career, folks, I have seen the most botched up window installations. It's just amazing to me. So this week, now that you've picked your window styles and selected the company you want to install them, what happens next? That's the question, right? So here's what you should expect to happen, especially when you're thinking about windows for your house. So you're going to set the appointment with the selected installer to come back to your house and make the detailed measurements, right? So is there a measure man? You sign the contract with the company, and then does somebody come out and double check the measurements? Yeah, it's called the measure man. And remember the saying, measure twice, cut once? It's to eliminate mistakes, okay? So when the guy comes out to the house, he's going to review everything. He's going to make sure what you were sold is what you're getting. That way it's a confirmation and there's no issues. Now, a professional company that is a success in the window business is going to do that. And we're going to confirm that when we have Brian Elias on soon. And so that takes about an hour. Now, managing the expectations, okay? When you close the deal, when you said yes to the salesperson, right? You said yes. And by the way, folks, when you're interviewing window companies, I'm giving you permission right now as the expert in home improvement. It's okay to say yes to any of the companies that you like out there. You don't need 9 bids. You don't need 6 bids. You don't need 5 bids, okay? You can say yes after 1 bid if you want. Obviously, you want to have a range. You want to compare apples to apples. So if you want a few bids, it's okay. That's the mentality, and that's what we've been doing for generations, getting 3 bids, right? I'm not against it. But I'm giving you permission to say yes after the first meeting if you want, or the second or the third. It doesn't matter. So we want to make sure that you have that. Now, once you know the quantities and the sizes, you should be able to get a more precise installation date. And that's the importance. Because when you said yes and you wrote up the contract and you agreed to buy the windows, I am sure that you said, when am I getting my windows? And based on the time of the year, is it 4 to 6 weeks? Is it 12 weeks? What does it take? So that's the question you need to ask the window company. When am I getting my windows? Is it 10 days? Is that even real? So those are the questions that have to get going, right? And managing the payment. What if you change your mind after you sign the agreement? Think about that. Do you have a 3-day rescission? Do you have 3 days to get turned around? That's all the questions you need to ask, right? What if you want to go with a different style? What if you want to scale the project back and you say, I'm only going to do the front of the house this year, not the whole house? These are things that once you made a commitment to the contractor, you need to make sure that you understand if you can do this or not. And that's a very important process, folks. Every window company is different in how they handle these issues, right? I can tell you what I love to do, so let's bring in the industry leader when it comes to selling and installing windows to get his opinion. When we return, we'll be joined in studio by one of the one and only Brian Elias. He's the founder of 800 Hansons. You've seen him all over TV. You know the voice. We're going to get his thoughts and his expertise. I'm Adam Helfman, and you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
It's the Jeep Black Friday sales event, the perfect time to get great deals all month long, no matter what color Christmas you're dreaming of. Drive over red rocks with Jeep Cherokee's legendary 4x4 capability. Head for blue waters with Jeep Compass's innovative technology and connectivity. Take in a colorful light show in Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Or just make it a traditional white snowy one in Jeep Wrangler, the most capable Wrangler ever. Hurry into the Jeep Black Friday sales event for great deals all month long. Well-qualified returning FCA employee lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4 for $229 a month for 24 months with $2,773 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Jeep Grand Cherokee has received more awards over its lifetime than any other SUV. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires leader contribution. Lease through Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 12/2/19. 25% charge for each model over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 12/3. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
2.5 Men is about brotherly love 5 nights a week.
Have a great day, bro. I hate you. I hate you too.
2.5 Men is about fatherly love 5 nights a week.
Alan, smack your kid for me. Should we risk more brain damage?
2.5 Men is about all kinds of love 5 nights a week.
I love you. And I love you. Now be an angel and get me another beer.
Feel the manly love 5 nights a week.
Why do I bother talking to you? Beats the hell out of me.
2.5 Men.
Watch Monday at 6:30 on CW50.
All November on The Big Bang Theory, big questions.
Will you marry me?
Big conflicts.
Why are you being such a jerk?
Because you hurt my feelings.
Big surprises.
I'm pregnant again.
And a big wedding dress.
Wow, you look like a pile of swans.
For the big event many people thought would never happen.
Are we talking about the wedding?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was definitely one of those people.
All new season 11 episodes of The Big Bang Theory, all November long.
Watch Monday at 7 and 7:30 on CW50.
I think smoking always affected my daily life because I was a closet smoker. So I was always hiding or trying to find a place to do it when somebody couldn't smell me afterwards. It really sort of controlled my entire day. I switched to Juul because my boss recommended it. I went to a store and I talked to one of the sales reps there, and there were lots of options, but he really felt like the Juul was the best thing for me. It just feels really great to get into a car that doesn't smell like smoke, to get out of my clothes at the end of the day and not smell smoke. I would tell anybody who's even considering to try the Juul.
Juul is the vapor alternative that delivers nicotine satisfaction without the mess of cigarette ash or lingering odor. Make the switch today at Juul.com. That's JUUL.com. If you don't smoke or vape, don't start.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Many people think the key to winter weather driving is getting better traction, so your car will go when you want it to. And stopping, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Unless, of course, you actually need to stop. And then it's exactly what you want to happen, to avoid cracking up your car.
Let the Pep Boys pros improve your stopping power, and you'll have more worry-free power shopping. We'll inspect your brakes for free. Plus, if they need replaced, get up to $120 off a Wagner Premium Brake Service through November 21st. Joy to the drive. Only at Pep Boys. Up to $60 per axle after mail-in rebate. See restrictions at pepboys.com.
And now a message for the men. Hi, I'm Brent Boyer, president of ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men. For nearly 30 years, we have been fighting for men going through divorce and custody disputes. Men just like you. ADAM has the experience and uncompromising representation you need when it comes to divorce and family law. ADAM is the only call you need to make. We will do everything possible to get you the best outcome for you and your family. Call me today at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM. Or on the web at adamdivorcelaw.com. adamdivorcelaw.com.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm an influencer. Maybe a home improvement expert. Just ask some people. But joining me in studio is Brian Elias, founder of 1-800-Hansons. Good morning.
Good morning, Adam. How are you today?
You know me. I'm doing okay. You want to hear a little historical fact?
Tell me.
I started radio in 2005.
Oh, I know this fact.
Right? My first guest on the show, yours truly, Mr. Founder.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I loved being on your show then. I thought you were going to really change the home improvement business, and I really think you have. You've educated consumers way better than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, I appreciate that compliment. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you.
So how many windows does 800 Hansons sell in a given year?
A lot, Adam. I mean, we put in a lot of windows. I mean, every day, hundreds. And I know we do 12,000 jobs a year. So whatever that, equates out to, that's other types of jobs as well. We're known for roofing and siding as well. But nonetheless, a whole lot of windows.
Right. And so, every month, Hire Done features a project of the month. So this month it's been windows. And it was picking your window or defining what a window is, like a single hung, double hung, vinyl, whatever. And then it's picking window companies, then going through the selection process, and then now installation, which we just talked about. And it's fitting that you're here because when it comes to benchmark, okay, meaning people judge themselves or compete, they say, I'm as good as, or we're as good as. You're the benchmark in the window business. And so I'm going to ask you, let's get right to it. What are your thoughts on vinyl versus fiberglass?
First of all, there's nothing wrong with a fiberglass window.
Right.
Okay. They work. They work great. They're ridiculously expensive. So you're buying a really, really strong item for an item that isn't structural. When you install a window, you have something called a header. So basically, you're setting the window in. It's not like the window is holding up the house.
Right.
So basically, it's like instead of driving a car, you drive a tank. But you're paying a whole lot of extra money, and I'd rather keep your money in your pocket.
That's a good
Vinyl's fabulous. Think of a Bic pen, which is plastic.
Sure.
You threw it outside.
Right.
10 years later, okay, that Bic pen is still there and probably still writes. And vinyl's the same way. It holds up and it lasts through the elements. It doesn't break down. So these things that you see on television, that their vinyl window's going to fall apart. We've never once had a window inside of a house that has fallen apart other than the house moving.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and it's just not possible. And all the window companies, including myself, will guarantee against that, and you'll get a brand new window anyway.
And that's a great question. So the guarantee, the warranty, you see the ads. Look at Brian, you're on, I tell people like this, okay? I say home improvement is 70% of the commercials on TV except for political. So let's go off political, and I'm talking, let's say, go to the 6 o'clock news, pick any channel. They go to break, and what do you see? You see 2 furniture companies, our friends at Art Van, our friends at Gardner White. Do you agree?
Agreed.
Then you see a roofing company, a window company, another window company, 800 Hansons. You'll see a Magic. You might see a wall side. And then you see a flooring company, right? So all of a sudden you see all these home improvement, and then you might get a 1-800 Mike Morris, an attorney situation, and then a Ford commercial. So you home improvement is ruling the roost, and you're getting to the message to the homeowners that, hey, you need new windows. So the question is, advertising gets people to know about your windows. I don't need a mattress and I don't need a furniture couch, but when I'm thinking about it, all of a sudden I see the commercial and then snap your fingers, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, I better call Art Van, right? Is that the process?
Pretty much. When people tend to ignore all the ads that are not relevant to them.
Tune it out, right.
Right. But the minute my wife wakes up and says, we need a new couch, okay, instantly Art Van comes to mind because they're top of mind awareness, and they're telling me what offer they have right now, and typically they have that right smack dab in front of me, and sometimes I'll see a couch, oh wow, that's beautiful, and it's right when my wife said it. So needless to say, I really believe that's how it's done.
Now let's go to the creepy side of that. Your wife says she wants a couch, and next thing you know, on your Facebook or in your phone, couches start showing up. Have you ever had that happen?
Something. Sometimes I wonder. It's like, how did they know?
Are they listening?
Oh my gosh,
right.
They know what you're doing because oftentimes you don't realize, but you did a search for it,
And all of a sudden,
but I think they're listening too.
You probably do think that.
Listen. I have tinfoil hats. I'll admit it. I'm that guy. But still, I think they're listening. What are the biggest factors?
By the way, it's a little convenient too, because instead of having to go looking for it, they find me.
Right? You just want to think it. Like they said, thoughts are things. Now it's coming true.
Right. It's coming right out.
Hey, whatever it takes. What are the biggest factors homeowners have for wanting to buy new windows?
They have cold, drafty windows. Sometimes it just makes their house look dingy. So either their drafty window dingy, hard to operate, things like that. They're cold, they ice up.
Yeah, water's dripping on the bottom ledge of it.
Right. They're just falling apart. It's time. It's like anything else. Nothing lasts forever.
You know, it's funny. Recently you said something to me about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you were selling so many windows. You're like, we're going to run out of windows.
You know something, I used to think that, but nowadays I'm replacing some of the cheaper windows that people thought they were buying a lifetime window. I'm replacing those almost every day.
So when you replace those, what is the failure on that window? Is it the glass? Is it something shrunk? Is something dried out? What is it really?
All of the above. Cheap weather stripping, cheap vinyl. They used regrind vinyls at that time. Sashes fall apart. They just weren't built good. They put in a product that was just inferior.
Remember the swiggle strip?
This stuff is garbage. And to this day, people oftentimes are not buying a lifetime window. And if you're going to do this, I'd rather you spend a couple of bucks more up front. Get the right window instead of making that mistake and having to do it a second time 10, 12, 15 years later. What a waste of money.
Well, and that's the thing. And it's interesting that you're saying it that way, but it's true. So let's talk about the process. Someone calls Hansons out. They come out and the homeowner says yes. Okay. What can, once they agree on it, what generally happens next over the next time frames? So they said yes and they sign a contract, give a deposit or whatever it is. What are the next steps from 1-800-Hansons?
Well, first off, while the sales rep is in the house, we're going to schedule the professional measure man at a convenient time for the customer and making sure that our measure man is in that area at that same time so we can get there on time, measure their windows, and get out.
And that's where you double check and make sure there's no mistakes.
Well, it's more than just making sure there's no mistakes, Adam. As you know, a window that's not measured right simply isn't going to work. And sales reps are good at something. They're good at selling.
Right.
Measure men.
Yeah.
Okay, are good at measuring. So we have a professional come out there and get those windows measured properly. And they look for things that might be wrong, any rotted wood, things like that, things that the sales rep just wouldn't see.
And that happens. And it happens.
Absolutely, it happens.
So how long does that measure take? Usually about an hour, hour and a half?
Figure 15 windows every half hour. So
okay.
You can... It takes 30 minutes to measure a house.
Okay, so that's not bad. Not bad at all. I wasn't sure. So the question is like, I always tell homeowners, because I was raised in the home improvement business in the sales side of it as well. And we're going to talk about a showroom or should windows be sold in the home. We're going to take a quick break, though. We're going to continue this discussion once we get back. And then we're going to give you tips before you head out of town for the long holiday weekend, folks. I'm Adam Helfman. And you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. We're back with Brian Elias, founder 1-800-Hansons.
Hello again.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you.
So, what's the future of the window industry?
The future of the windows is better windows. Right now, I mean, for the last several years, we've been selling triple pane windows.
So the third pane really makes a difference?
Oh, my gosh, what a difference. These windows work, and they bring down people's energy bills. They're way more efficient. You can't hear the outside. I mean, literally, used to hear the car doors slam.
Sure.
Now it's like silence.
Now, how much more? Are they more expensive?
They cost a little bit more, but it's
not crazy more.
Not crazy more. It's well worth it.
Okay. So what about, like, you see, we talked about fiberglass, and again, it's a great window. We agree if it's installed properly.
100%.
And then you've got, like, everyone has their, we're the factory, or, does that make a difference?
Wall-side assemblers that assembles their windows, they do a nice job. It's like anything else. You're just not buying the most efficient window you can do for your dollars. And we think that our window is much more efficient, and we'll happily at any point do a side-by-side demonstration, window to window. And I can guarantee you 100% that our window will blow theirs away.
You know,
every day.
I know the owners of them, and they're really good, great family,
Great guys,
companies,
great people.
and their customer service top notch.
Great
people.
job.
You know, they have great results, good company. But you know what? Would you be interested if we had a window roundtable?
In a second.
We'll get Magic. We'll get you guys.
And I'd love to go side by side with any of them.
Yeah.
That's how we've won over the years.
Well, so you are very successful. And congratulations, by the way, on your success.
Thank you very much.
Legitimately, you worked really hard. I mean, we've known each other when I was back as a contractor in like '90s. So how'd you start Hansons?
I worked for somebody else, said I could do this myself. And then I just started literally knocking on doors, door by door in neighborhoods, seeing homes that really needed windows real bad. And
you yourself did that?
Myself.
Do you remember the first job you ever sold?
I do.
Isn't that great?
Ernest and Edith Goswick.
Where do they live?
I believe that was in Westland.
Perfect. I love Westland.
And I remember my customers because they mean something to me. Every single one of them, I want them to have a wonderful experience.
It's great. And you know what? It's nice to hear that. You know I'm on the board of directors of BBB.
I do.
We should get you involved in there.
I would love to be involved.
We have a home improvement council of the Better Business Bureau. So if you're a contractor and you're listening, you should be part of the BBB because they're making a comeback and they're coming back strong. I'm going to invite you to the next meeting. You can come as my guest.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Brian, you remember your first customer? What's the name Hansons? What does that mean?
Well, first of all, I named it Hansons because at that time, Elias Brothers Big Boy was very big when I started. So this was a long time ago.
Slim
so
Jim.
I didn't want to name it Elias Windows. And my father's name was Hanley, and I'm his son. So I named it Hanson, sort of like in his honor, because everything I learned from my dad.
Was he in the business?
He was never in the business, but he was in the business of life and living a good, solid life. Really taking care of people, and he took care of his family. And I just sort of wanted to honor his name. And so that's where I came up with the name Hansons.
That's a fabulous. And how long have you been around now?
I've been around 30 years doing this. 30 years, a lot of gray hair that I dye.
Listen, you have hair.
I do have hair. I do
I'm
have
a little
hair.
envious.
I do have hair.
It's okay. Tell us about your son.
My son is 21 years old. He's at the University of Michigan at the Ross Business School. He loves it up there. I'm hoping that I am lucky enough to work for him one day.
Yeah, he's a sharp kid.
He's a brilliant
So you've
kid.
done a good job. Whatever it is in the lineage, you've done a good job. Congratulations,
I've done
Brian.
a great job with him, and he did a great job.
I got mad respect for you.
Thank you very much.
So it's great to have an expert in studio to talk windows, folks. I hope listeners appreciate how valuable Brian's experiences in helping them make these tough decisions for their home. You know what I'm saying? Brian, are you going out of town for the holidays?
I am going out of town in December, not for Thanksgiving. I'd love to go away, but we're having our family at the house.
All right. Is your kitchen ready?
My kitchen is ready. And please, I know my wife's listening. Don't give her any ideas.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm sure she's listening.
She needs a new couch.
No. She needs nothing.
Whatever she needs. Listen, I got a guy.
I know you got a guy.
That sounds
And she'll
good.
call you directly.
Yeah, of course. Well, listen, we want to give some people some tips to protect their home if they're heading out of town for this weekend, but we don't want people to come back to some surprises at home. So we're going to make sure that your home is prepared. So, Brian, why don't you stick around while we do this new segment? Is that okay?
You got it.
Okay, in case of an emergency.
In case of emergency. This portion of the show is brought to you by PuroClean. PuroClean, the paramedics of property damage.
So you're about to head out. You're going to visit your family for a long Thanksgiving weekend to eat turkey, watch some football, eat some pie, get some tryptophan, all that, right? And you're really looking forward to getting some away for a few days and leaving your house behind. But before you do, remember that it's pretty darn cold out there. And if you don't prepare your house when you leave, you could have a disaster, right? So I want to give you a few tips for all my friends out there. This comes from our friends at PuroClean. And we want to prevent unwanted surprises when you get home from your Thanksgiving vacation, like on that Sunday. So, Brian, you travel a lot, don't you?
I do travel a lot.
So let me ask you, I'm going to do some of these tips, and you tell me if this is something that you do. So when you leave your house, turn down the thermostat to save on electricity while you're gone. Setting the heat to about 55 degrees will keep the pipes from freezing, but it's still cool enough to save money. You do that?
We turn down the heat every single time we leave. It is not to 55, however. It's roughly 62, 63.
Okay, so you're close.
Close.
According to DTE, for every degree that you set your thermostat back over 8 hours, saves 3% on your heat bill.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it adds up quick. And then if you got triple pane windows,
lock in that heat.
Right? Unplug all unnecessary appliances. I never do that. I should do that.
I don't know what's unnecessary.
Well, you got a Keurig. Sometimes they go on and off. You got a toaster oven. You got ovens. I mean,
I haven't plugged in my oven lately, or unplugged it.
Right. How about shutting off the water to your ice maker and washing machine?
That I don't do. I'm guilty. I do not do that. But I can tell you one thing, that I've had a leak in my ice maker when I was home. So I can imagine how disastrous that would be if I was out of town.
How about putting lights on a timer? Do you ever do any of that?
We have a light system that turns them on and off.
Do you have an app that controls it?
I have an app that controls my thermostat, but I do not have one that controls the rest.
Okay.
But it's a really good idea.
What about turning off your garage door to keep thieves from coming through the garage door?
I've never done that. No.
Right? That's a good one.
It is a good one.
Now, do you have a pet?
I do, but I take her with me. I don't leave her at home on vacation.
Oh,
it's not very popular. It's also, I don't put my pet in the overhead compartment either on an airplane.
Okay, because it says cover up pet doors, which is good. How about putting a hold on your mail and newspaper so it doesn't pile up on your front porch to give a signal to the thieves?
I was out of town just in the last few days, and my mailbox was literally filled to the brim. I have canceled the mail, and I thought, it's only just a few days. I should have canceled my mail.
Right. Now, do you have a trusted neighbor that has a key to your house or someone that you can, in case of emergency, call?
You mean a neighbor that has a key? I do not have that person. I do have brothers that live nearby, so...
Okay. And they have keys just in case?
They have a key just in case.
Okay. Just wondering, look, I can always get a key to your house if you need help. I'll help you.
Anything you need.
I'm 24/7, as you know. If it's going to snow, arrange for people to shovel off your porch and walkway to make it appear you're still at home. You got a service.
I have a service that comes to the house.
Any other tips you can think of, Brian?
I think the idea is to not let the newspapers pile up. I think that's a telltale sign to anybody who shouldn't be in your neighborhood. That's something that they can see plain as day. If you decide you're going to order Amazon and there's a pile of boxes when you get home, that might be a clue.
Right. That's a big thing. Do you have a video doorbell like everyone has?
Absolutely. I had the video before the doorbell.
You had the video before the video.
Absolutely. I want to know.
Right?
I want to know that my home is protected, and I want whoever it is. It's even more important to me that they see the cameras. I'm not looking to catch them doing something wrong. I'm looking to prevent.
It's a deterrent. Yeah.
I'm looking to prevent them from doing something wrong. I'm cautious this way. I mean, people don't realize that there are a bunch of really bad people out there, and they're looking to invade your life somehow, some way.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry, Adam.
I agree with you. Future of the window business. Do you think technology is going to impact your business?
I think technology will impact every business, and I think it's going to change. There'll be a lot more things done with your cell phone and with your computer than ever before. So one day we're going to be taking pictures of windows. That's going to be the measurement.
Right.
And that I see that happening in the future for sure.
I like that. And that's something that I agree with you on. And so, you know what? Good information. Brian, what's next for you?
Oh, my gosh. I opened up 2 restaurants. I own an Anchor Bar and a
The original Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
I mean, the Buffalo Wings.
Yeah, it's at Rochester Road in Auburn. And I also own Black Rock in Utica because I love steak.
You know what? I need a VIP pass for that Black Rock. Maybe I can call you.
You know something? You have pull, Adam. Anytime you want to get in, okay? It's a pretty popular place right now. We're busy every single night.
Brian Elias, founder, 1-800-Hansons. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back, we're going to shine the contractor spotlight on my favorite electrician, Josh Young of Voltron Power. You don't want to miss this guy. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.